Alright, fight fans, hello and welcome. I'm your host, Jeff Patello, and today we're going to be doing another fight prediction. This time we're going to switch it up. We're going to be talking about Bellator 238. This main card is, if I had to rate it out of a 5, I'm going to say this is about 3.5. There is a fight on here that I'm not a big fan of, but there are some fights here that I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to Julia Budd versus Chris Cyborg. I'm also really looking forward to the Adam Boorish versus the Codwell fight. I think that's going to be the fight of the night. Could be a quick one, could be a fucking brawl. We'll see. The other one that I am really looking forward to is Juan Archuleta versus Henry Corrales. Henry Corrales has kind of been a underdog. Not a lot of people are talking about him, but I think he's got a bright future. And if he can squeak out a victory against Juan, he's probably going to elevate his status. But enough about that. Let's get into these fight breakdowns. Well, predictions, I should say. So to kick this event off, we've got Ava Knight, a professional boxer, making her second pro debut in the MMA ring. She's going to be fighting against Emily King. Now, I've tried to find a couple of videos on Emily King and just try to get a little bit more familiar. I'm not too familiar with Emily at all, but from what I've seen, she is a kickboxer with a little bit of MMA experience. Ava, I'm sure many of you are aware, she is a world-class boxer. She's got some amazing hand skills, and she's looking to improve on those skills. The reason that I'm not really big on this fight, I think this is just another one of them feeder fights. I think they're going to be feeding a kickboxer into a world-class boxer. Normally, I would be really high on the kickboxer in this scenario, but from what I've seen and the videos that I saw of Emily, I don't think she has the striking skills that Ava has. I don't think that she's fought strikers with high pedigree such as Ava. So I'm going to give this one to Ava Knight. All right, so this next fight is at the welterweight division. We've got Raymond Daniels versus Jason King. This is your prototypical kickboxer versus, well, I guess more so of a ground fighter. From what I've seen about Jason, not that I've got much on him, but it looks like Jason has got some well-rounded ground submission skills. So this fight really could go either way. I mean, I'm sure that Raymond Daniels has been practicing his takedown defense. But that being said, if Jason manages to get his hands around him, drag him to the ground, Raymond is in trouble of getting submitted. However, I think this is one of those tuner fights for Raymond, right? They want to see Raymond's stock rise a little bit more. So my bet, my money is going to be on a Raymond Daniels with a knockout. Now, this next fight against Sergio Pettis versus Alfredo Kashani. I hope I said that right. I apologize if I butchered that. This could be another one of those potentially like really good fights, but at the same time too, it does also have the potential to kind of be a bit of a snooze fest. From what I've seen, Sergio Pettis has not had the best record as of late. His biggest fight was against Henry Cejudo. He lost that one in decision. He's got a win against Joseph Benavidez, but since then he's got 2 L's and 1 win, all decisions, so doesn't present a lot of KO power or anything. He is primarily a wrestler. However, Alfred is a beast. His last 11 wins all come from TKOs, so I'm going to expect Alfred to win this one. My money's on him. I think he's got the higher ceiling here, but so long as he avoids the takedown from Pettis, it should be a easy victory for him. I'm looking for a second round knockout. All right, so this next fight, both these fighters are going to be looking to get back into the win column. They both came across some very tough opponents. This fight is in the featherweight division. It's Henry Corrales versus Juan Archuleta. Both, like I said, both these guys came off of some very tough fights. Henry Corrales lost a decision fight against Darrin, who we'll be talking about here in a minute. And Juan Archuleta lost a decision to Patricio Pitbull. In my opinion, it looks like Corrales might not have the ability to handle the power of a Juan Archuleta. Juan Archuleta is a scary dude. He is a name that if any of you guys aren't familiar with, you need to really start paying attention. This guy has got some massive power in both hands, the ability to knock out anybody at a given time. But same can be said for Corrales. Corrales had a vicious knockout over Aaron Pico. I believe that fight, you can watch the full fight on Bellator's YouTube page. The guy's got some tremendous heart. He kind of came out of like nowhere, right? He's been on a tear. In fact, both these gentlemen were on a tear until their last fights. I think both of them prior to that were both 5-0 coming in to their last fights. So like I says, this is going to be a bounce back fight for both of them. But if I had to go and put my money on anybody, I'm going to go with Juan Archuleta. Juan Archuleta is a beast of a man, and I think he's going to end up knocking out Corrales. But Corrales has got definitely a puncher's chance, and this is going to be one hell of a fight. I think possibly this will be the fight of the night, but we'll see. There's another tilt that we're going to talk about here in a quick second that also has the potential to be fight of the night. All right, so this next fight is in the featherweight division. It is also part of the World Grand Prix. It's the quarterfinals. It's Darrin Codwell versus Adam Boorish. This fight, I'm really looking forward to. I think it's going to be one hell of an amazing scrap. Darrin Codwell, his last 6 fights, he is 5-1. Adam Boorish has yet to be stopped. He's got an amazing record of 14-0. Boorish, I think, is going to present all kinds of problems for Codwell. Boorish is just a well-rounded fighter, and he has got some tremendous striking power. I think that if this goes to the ground, it could be a submission win for Boorish. However, Codwell, there's nobody to be sleeping on. The guy's got tremendous wrestling, some of the tops in the division, and he's progressing better and better. He's getting, his striking game is a lot more cleaner these days. However, I think Adam Boorish is going to win this one. I think it's going to be a knockout victory, but I think this is going to be a war, and it's going to be a war of attrition, and I'm looking for a late 3rd round knockout by Boorish. All right, and for the main card, we've got Julia Budd going up against Chris Cyborg. I'm really hoping that Julia Budd is going to pull out the victory here. I think she is really looking forward to this fight. It's nice to see that she is going to be fighting some top-level competition. Julia's been on quite the tear as of late, and her striking game is getting more and more complete. She's going to be in there against a tough striker against Cyborg. And, it's going to be a bit of a war. That being said and all, Cyborg, as some of y'all are aware, she, in her last 2 fights, she's 1-1. She did win against Felicia Harding, I believe it was. And she did get knocked out by Amanda Nunes, right? So this is what kind of makes it a little bit interesting. I think maybe now that Cyborg has been kind of made to look human, she, you know what I mean, most of her opponents are not as afraid of her as they once were. So I'm going to be bold in this prediction, and I'm going to say Julia Budd is going to knock out Cyborg 2nd round. that's it for the fight predictions. As always, we will be doing a fight recap after the fights. So thank you so much for sticking around and listening to me chat for a little bit. As always, if you want to support the stream, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and let us know exactly what you think of these fights and how they're going to go down. All right, much love. Peace. Mwah.